Fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, and the factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. Look at this statement. Every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes. First of all, what does it mean by composite number? Composite number is the number which has got more than two factors. We know prime numbers are the numbers which have got only two factors, right? The number itself and number 1, right? Composite numbers are the numbers which have got more than two factors. Please note this. To give you an example, number 15 is one composite number, 18 is another composite number. Of course, you can write many composite numbers. So what are the factors of 15? 15 has factors 1, 3, 5 and 15. 1 divides number 15, 3 divides 15, 5 divides 15 and 15 divides 15, right? That's why these four numbers are the factors of number 15. Understood? Now look at this. How many factors are there? 4 are there. That's why number 15 is a composite number. Understood? Now let's look at factors of 18. 18 has got factors like 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Okay. How many factors? 6 factors, more than 2. That's why 18 is also a composite number. Understood? All these are factors. When I say 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18, all these are factors of number 18. It means all these numbers can divide number 18. Got it? Now, let's learn that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers or primes. Doesn't matter, right? You can write it as prime numbers. Any composite number you take, it can be expressed as a product of prime numbers. This is a statement, one of the statements of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, right? Now, number 15 is a composite number. It can be written as 3 times 5, right? 3 is a prime number because it has got only two factors, 1 and 3. 5 is another prime number because it has got two factors, only 1 and 5, right? That's why we can say that 15 is 3 times 5. It means we have written number 15 as product of prime numbers. Got it? Can we write the same way for 18? What prime number should be multiplied such that you will get 18? To answer that, we can make use of a method called prime factorization of a number. Of course, if you know prime numbers, you can play with them and get what numbers should be multiplied together so that you will get 18. If you don't know a priori, what you can do is you can make use of prime factorization of a number, that method. In that method, what we do is we are going to write 18 as 2 times 9. Okay, here 2 is the prime number. Please note this. 9 is a composite number. Okay, we are going to write 18 as 2 times 9 because 2 is a prime number. In any multiplication you take like this, one number has to be prime number. Please note this. 2 times 9, right? 9 is a composite number that can be written as 3 times 3. Here 3 is a prime number and 3 here also you got prime number, right? It means now I can write 18 as 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18, right? But when you look at this, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number, right? That can also be written as 18 equal to 2 times 3 square. Now you understood how to write a given composite number as product of prime numbers. 2 times 3 square or 2 times 3 times 3. That is going to give you 18. Here the factors are prime numbers only, right? Let us look at another example. Let us express 210 as a product of its prime factors. 210 can be written as 2 times 105. Here 2 is prime number and 105 is a composite number, right? So now let me write this composite number as product of one prime number and another composite number. The prime number is 3 here. 3 times 35 is 105, right? Now let me write 35 as 5 times 7. Here both the numbers are prime numbers. That's why we stop here, right? 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 is 210. You see 210 is a composite number. We have written that as product of prime numbers. 4 numbers here we have number 2, number 3, number 5 and number 7. Now you understood the statement, the first statement of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It states that every composite number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers, right? We have seen number 15, number 18 and 210. So with the help of those examples, we learned about this statement, right? Now we have to understand what does it mean by factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. To understand this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factorize 210, the same number. Of course, we have done already this. We have used prime factorization method to express 210 as product of prime numbers, right? Here 210 I have divided with number 2 so that I got 105, right? 2 times 105 is 210. Instead of that, if I start the division process with number 3, which is also a prime number, then what you get is this. 210 can be written as 3 times 70. 70 is a composite number, right? Now 70 can be written as 2 times 35. 35 is a composite number. And 35 can be written as 5 times 7. In that case, what we get is 210 equal to 3 times 2 times 5 times 7. Now look at this. The prime numbers are same 2, 3, 5, 7, but their order has changed here, right? Now let me take another case. Instead of dividing with 2 and 3, let me start the division process with number 5. When I do that, I'll get the arrangement like this. 210 can be written as 5 times 42, right? 42 is a composite number. And 42 can be written as 7 times 6 and 6 can be written as 3 times 2, right? That's why you have 5 times 7 times 3 times 2. When you look at this, what you could get is the prime numbers are same. The prime factors are same 2, 3, 5, 7, right? But their order may or may not be the same, right? The order is different. This is what the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is stating. It says that every composite number can be expressed as product of prime numbers and the factorization is unique, meaning the prime numbers involved are same 2, 3, 5, 7, 2, 3, 5, 7, 2, 3, 5, 7. Apart from the order in which the prime factors occur, the order can be different. This is what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. I hope you got it. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learn to Score. Thank you.